Hey gang, this is Tim on the Fly, and we're out here at one of the local city lakes around town, and it's about the 3rd of March. I haven't had a rod in the water for almost 3 months, given one thing or another. So today's mission, first, see if I remember how to cast, and second, maybe get the skunk off and catch that first fish for 2022. So like I said, we're just here at a local city lake. It's not much, it's not huge, but it's a pretty good sized little lake. It's a little low right now. You can kind of see where the water line is normally at and how much rock's exposed and how much of old emerging weed bed is on dry land now. But we've got that first point over there, kind of slopes out into a shallow rock flat. I have the feeling that if they're going to be anywhere on the lake today, that little flat's going to be a few degrees warmer than everything else, and maybe that might be where we need to start. So let's head over there and see what happens. Well, so far, first fishing day of the year is turning out to be more casting practice than anything else. Well, we're out here. That's the important thing. It's a beautiful day. Sun's shining. Air's a little warm, but the water is not yet. The water is still pretty cold, so it's going to be pretty slow. Still hoping maybe we can find something. I've got a golf course behind us, and I'm standing well within the shanking zone, so we haven't caught a lot of fish, but there have been a lot of these. Picking up quite a bit of them. Usually do around here. By the time the season's over, I've usually got a trunk full. Oh, that was either a rock or a little bitty fish. Maybe I better start paying attention, see if I don't accidentally catch something here. Oh, there we go. There we go. He's not big, but he's a fish. And that's going to officially get the season started. That is the first one of the year. Kind of weird to be saying that on first week of March. Usually I've got this guy out of the way by January or February, but there we go. There's number one for the season. Pretty little guy. Came back in the water and see if we can't find a few more now that we've got their number. Got the fly I'm using is one of Kim's Bluegill Bugs. I just posted a video on it not too long ago on how to tie them. This one's got a peacock curl body, a grizzly hackle, and a black tail. And I'm just fishing it as slow as I can and letting it get down as close to the bottom as I can. And so let's just nice slow strips. Let's get it out there and see if we can't get something else to eat it. This may turn out to be a pretty good day after all. Or that may turn out to be the only fish that was eaten today. Who knows? We got another one on here. Another little guy, but better than nothing. Oh, we got him way down there. Likes that little bluegill bug. Get in here. We can get that back. There we go. Smile for the camera. Back in. There we go. There's number 3. I think maybe we might have found a few. I feel like he might be just a little bit bigger. Nah, just a little feistier. There we go. Get him off of there. Swim away. There we go. Turning out to not be such a bad day after all. Hey, what do we got here? What have we got here? Oh, I think we got ourselves a little bass. We do. Got ourselves a little largemouth. Little species variety here. Nice little guy. Yeah, get him back in the water. Now something kind of interesting has happened here. I've caught enough fish, kind of turned the camera off for a while because they were all just cookie cutters of those little bluegills. But it got to the point where they ate my fly well enough that they ate the hackle right off it, and I started casting it just with the hackle off, wondering if that would work. And the strikes have actually gotten just a little more aggressive. I don't think I'm catching any more fish, but the strikes are getting more aggressive, and so I'm kind of wondering what might be going on there. So I'm thinking I might pause here for a little bit and start tipping over some rocks and see if I can't find the answer. I have a feeling I know what it is. Oh, there we go. We'll land this guy first and then we'll tip over some rocks. But before they were just mouthing that thing and kind of swimming off, and now they're just hammering it. So I think we're going to see what we got. And I think, like I said, I think I know what we're going to find out. Let me get the rod reeled in and hooked up here, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Pretty much what I thought was going on was what was going on. I started tipping over a few rocks, and I'm running into these little guys right here. And so the mayfly larvae are getting real active now all of a sudden. That's just a little clinger mayfly. And I think that's what those little guys are going after. So that thinner bodied fly is turning out to be a little more enticing to them than the thicker bodied presentation with the hackle on it. So I think I'm just going to keep throwing that thing with the hackle off instead of changing to a fresh one. And we're going to see how many more fish we can catch. Well, there we go. This one might even be a little nicer. A little bigger bluegill maybe. Yeah. There we go. That's more what we were hoping for. Still not ginormous, but a little more in the range of what we like to see. Kind of got out of those cookie cutter little ones. And still using that little nymph with the hackle gone. So note to myself, I need to not be quite as quick to change flies out when they start getting a little damaged. The other thing I'm noticing is that that kind of made me think that maybe that mayfly nymph might be what was going on, was that the closer to the rocks I get, the more aggressively they're striking too. You know, the closer I get, further down I get in the water column, the closer I get to the rocks on the bottom. It's not very deep out here. I've just got a little shallow point, but it's adjacent to some fairly deep water, so I was hoping that the sunshine on this shallow part would warm it up a few more degrees and kind of bring them in, and that does seem to be what's happening here. Or at least it's my theory of what's happening here. All I know for sure is that the fish are eating my fly, and that's really all that matters. Wandered down into this little bay off to the side of us over here and didn't catch anything down there. Come back up here and we're back into fish again. So it must be this point, like I said, with the must be just a few degrees warmer on this shallow rocky point out here, and that seems to be making the difference. Okay, that was a lousy cast. Pretend that didn't happen. We're going to fish it anyway, because you never know. Sometimes fish do reward lousy, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen that time. Anyway, as I was saying, we're back up here on this little point. We're back to catching fish, so that's kind of pretty typical of this time of year, because even though the air is warming up fairly quickly in March, the water temperature is going to come up a lot slower. So anytime you can get a rock bottom or a dark mud bottom and a little shallower water where the sun can hit it, it'll absorb a little more heat, warm that water up a couple of degrees, get the bugs moving for one thing in that shallower water, and that's going to bring some fish in a little earlier than they'll be active anywhere else in the lake. So just a little tip there for the early season stuff. It's real tempting to think that, oh, everything's going to be in deep water, but that's not necessarily the case when you get these warm spells like this. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, I think we're just going to make a couple more casts and then I'm going to have to get going, but it's been a heck of a day so far. Only had about an hour or two to come out here and play. Was really kind of expecting it to be casting practice as much as anything else, so heck, few fish, not bad at all. That's going to take care of the skunk for 2022, and the season's underway now. It's official. Got my first fish out of the way. First bluegill, first bass. Turns out that after 3 months off the water, I still know how to cast this thing, so looking forward to a good year ahead. Tight lines. Go out, fish, have fun, and we'll see you in the next one.